sexual content being posted on the Discord, not paying your developers, giving them shady contracts and receiving funds that are meant to develop the game on private PayPal accounts. Hello everyone, my name is BurningWiki and welcome to my channel. And yes, that seems to be the alleged state of the Burning Lands. It truly is becoming the Burning Lands in that it's horrible, guys. I've made a video about this earlier and they're losing a lot of Kickstarter donations. Today somebody sent me a video of the developers talking honestly on their Discord towards their donators and people who supported the game. And yeah, it's an eye-opener, and I will not tell you anything more. I will just show you. So here it is.
Yes, I do agree with what you guys are saying, but that's not going to happen. And it was on some major key points of transparency and business relationship that we felt.
They're recording us.
Know how to? Yeah, it's entirely fine. People can record us all they want. It's the facts. You know, we have
Some kinky people.
Yeah, it is what it is. I totally lost my train of thought.
You were talking shit about Chad.
Take your time.
Well, no, I wasn't trying to talk any sort of
about
smack about it.
was the
We're
initial
trying to say of like, yeah, the initial response, we were very unhappy with it. And, you know, he invited us to an AMA and we said, we're not going to talk to you until you actually, you know, verbally agree to our points. So when he made 2 attempts to contact us, we just both times pointed back to the initial message and said, listen, you said, you know, these are all reasonable points. Like, we're not trying to take ownership away from you. We're just trying to take the time to say, hey, there's no real successful companies out there that have one sole director in charge of everything. They have a board of directors to be successful when it comes to the video game world. So we said, in our eyes, if we want to be, you know, among, you know, Blizzard and Activision from like indie to AAA, that's the best way it could have gone.
Right.
You know, that's kind of how we were wanting to handle everything. And then there's just a lot of professional things that were happening behind the scenes that shouldn't have just been happening, with people being, you know, verbally abused and, you know, sexual imagery being posed.
Whoa.
And then, you know,
Nothing wrong with
a lot
that.
of
Nothing wrong with
listed-
that.
Completely
Let's
different.
clarify.
Yeah, I think a lot of people missed that.
Unprofessional.
Sexual imagery by chance, or just say?
Yeah, could you elaborate on
That's
that?
yeah.
Like,
Well, there was explicit images that were being posted. You know, it was.
Was there weather involved?
Let him talk.
I'm
the man
not
speak,
gonna
son of
go
a
into
bitch.
any, you know, in depth
Details,
on
yeah.
Chance bugs
what
to femboy
any of
pics.
that. So
I said,
I'm not
it's
going to respond to anything like that, guys.
inappropriate
But
work environment,
Yeah,
basically.
just continue on, man.
you know, so we reached out to him in the developer channels, and then we followed up. We eventually did get in a 2-hour phone call where we appointed just one developer on our side to talk with him, and, you know, I was the facilitator back and forth. We have it recorded. I will ask for his permission if we can publish that, because I think ultimately it's, yes, everything needs to be ran as a business and all the emotions should be set aside. So when that's being said, all developers, like, we're, you know, all emotionally attached to the project, and we're also like really attached because of the fact of like, hey, like, who wouldn't want to have their name like attached to an amazing, you know, project and have like an official game released under their belt? Like, that's just awesome for a resume point of view. For me personally, funds, it doesn't really matter a whole lot. Yes, it would help me pay off like my student loans and things like that. But other than that, I already work a full-time job, you know, with 3D printers in a medical system, and it's beautiful and fantastic. And I love that. I would, you know, to continue on from that though. Yeah.
And I don't disagree with you, but I don't understand the 10-day point.
Yeah, the 10-day pause was a little bit...
Why haven't the devs reached out in those 10 days? Like, he's saying
So,
he agreed to 2 or 3 of your requests, which is great.
Mhm.
And he said he wants more info on the 3rd, so why haven't you come back with more info?
we were waiting for some financial transparency stuff that he agreed to give us as well. So I think maybe there was a bit of a miscommunication because nothing was put in that chat after the voice call about what we were waiting on. So maybe that's our bad as well. But more to the point of that, like nothing. Well, sorry, we were waiting for him to give us something and he was waiting for something from us. So I think there was probably a communication breakdown at that point. We were getting annoyed at him. He was probably annoyed at us. So.
May I ask one question? I just want to ask one question. What kind of financials were you trying to get from him? About what?
The pre-Kickstarter funds, where they went, what it was being spent on.
Mm-hmm. So like proof was actually being spent properly?
On development or towards the game.
That's a very fair request, I think.
That's
understandable because I mean, it went to his personal PayPal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I would like to say another thing just to kind of highlight over the 10-day that 10-day period that was mentioned many times. Another thing that kind of drove our hand to go public is that as mentioned earlier, there was a message sent out essentially saying you can continue your strike, but have good faith in the project by interacting with the public and doing things of that nature, right? And so to most, that would be interpreted as, okay, we can continue not to do work. However, only a few days after, if I'm remembering things correctly, we began, certain developers began receiving letters saying if they do not begin providing materials by X deadline, then they could face termination, which a few developers actually did. And that was another factor that kind of forced us, because if he ended up basically just removing developers, we didn't know the extent of which that would continue to happen. So we thought it would as well be necessary to get this out.
Yeah, so we didn't really feel like secure in our positions to continue striking without making it public.
Without making it public, yeah.
Did you guys air your grievances to Chance before the Kickstarter date thing happened? Like,
So,
did he know that you guys were
as he
unhappy?
said, 5 hours before, but we'd only been discussing it in a separate Discord thing for like 3 days or something before he announced he was going to go to Kickstarter. So we were already trying to get our message to him across. It only just happened that we had to do it before Kickstarter to try and stop this whole mess.
Yeah, it's just a little contradicting because he states that y'all were very much on board, hell or high water.
Right.
He was deflecting way heavily.
Another thing.
He said he was going ahead.
The leads, the leads had numerous meetings trying to address this beforehand. I am not one of the leads, but Kuniko, Arknoid, and several other ones mentioned this to us and stated that, hey, this is what we have going on. We really need to work on this, and there was no real action being taken. And after a most recent incident that happened internally that I can't speak on, that's why the strike kind of really was pushed over.
I need to ask about the strike real quick, because what things Chance have said can lead himself into some fucking legal trouble if you guys have approached this strike with the proper fucking protocol. Have you guys approached Fair Work Australia for the strike? Have you authorized a legal protected industrial action?
Protected industrial action is the term.
We did not we did not go forth with that. We thought we could handle it within our own terms, and that was a shame on us because we know there's supposed to be a 3-day waiting period before a strike actually starts. We thought we could be reasonable with everything, and we should have gone down that route and had mitigation and arbitration to have somebody mediate between us and Chance. But being the fact that we have not been paid, the only reason I'm saying that is that is a stipulation with the Fair Acts. Is there has to be payment involved within it or terms, and half the team doesn't have anything in their contracts related to that, so it wouldn't be up for grabs within that. So that's another issue is half the team, because they don't actually have any payment terms, that half the team technically still owns their IP to the assets, and until other people have received payment, they still own their assets as well.
Is it true that the contracts were written by ChatGPT?
I don't know that for sure. That is entirely, you would have to ask Chance.
They don't seem entirely legal. But
from the have you guys talked with the protections in Australia to at least initiate strike procedure for those who do have payment in your contracts to move forward, so you have some protections moving forward?
Yes, those that are in Australia have.
Okay.
Okay, that's good then.
I got a question. Have you had the contracts checked?
I have, yes. My contract was considered void. I am not going to do anything drastic because I have a lot of respect for Chance. So if he wants to make things right, he already knows that all of us, the half that has broken contracts, he can still fix it.
So a question around the contracts, just in given Australian law, are you noted as an employee of the development company or a contractor?
Contractor, consultant.
So,
was there a stated payment agreement?
You get nothing.
Is that,
you have no
is that
rights
for
you get
just
nothing
anyone
at all as
outside
a
of
contractor.
Australia?
Correct.
So anyone outside of Australia is just a contractor, and anyone inside is an employee, or they all also just contractors?
All consultants, all consultant agreements.
Will you guys let him get away with using your assets that you've made without actually getting paid at all?
Nope, that will not fly.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And was there any actual payment agreement? Like, was there any statement that you would be paid this amount for this amount of work?
Something like for me personally, it says.
So it's just the end of the
contract. Everyone, let them speak.
Yeah, so my contract says 3% of the revenue for up to 2 years of revenue from profits, whatever, for up to 2 years after the project is released. That's all it says. It doesn't specify.
Does it say contingent to
what
being
releases,
employed at the finish of the project?
It says a lot of shit about. Yeah, it's hard
that's
to.
still vague.
I'd say I don't know. It's vague. It's vague as hell.
And what I'm trying to ask and understand and hope maybe it might give you a hint is if you are terminated as part of this process over the next week or whatever it is, do you actually have any legal recourse to ask for any profit share if the game succeeds?
Not at this stage.
I think you probably need to go. Every one of you need to get some sort of legal advice on that matter. You know, it's stated that you're advisors or contractors, which you have less rights now, and I don't know how that works with Fair Work.
What needs to happen right now is I think there needs to be some kind of audit performed on Chance where he proves that he spent the money where he said he spent it and not for his own personal gain.
Well, to me, I get money from a lot of different companies from all over the world, and sometimes I contract people. I couldn't imagine getting thousands of dollars to my own personal account and then having to explain to people that like certain money is mine. Oh no, that was already on my PayPal account, and then that money wasn't mine. Like it just seems so confusing to have a personal PayPal account and get like business.
Just a quick question.
Oh.
So you're saying the pre-Kickstarter was sent directly to his personal PayPal,
right? But I feel like
which is different than what excuse me.
If there's someone in this channel who is like a chance, like an alternate of Chance, I just feel like the issue is I can't prove this because I don't have access to the announcement channel on this Discord the way that like a moderator might have. But this one message, which it stated exactly you're going to send money to this PayPal address, which was his personal address, and then if you look into and you're going to use the friends and family option.
Shut up, bitch.
Damn.
Thank you.
Okay, can you just calm down?
And not the.
Well, we did ask him, and he did confirm that specifically the PayPal was his personal PayPal, and it was the friends and family option that he collected money through.
And this happened on August 23rd. I sent him 102 Australian dollars and 10 cents.
Wow.
Okay, so friends and family option means it's a gift.
It
Just so
means
you know. That's a gift. Yeah.
PayPal does not help you with getting it back in case there's an issue.
Exactly, which means that
can't
if there's
refund it.
you can't
You
refund
can't get it back. Yeah.
No.
Can't get it back.